Good morning, students. Let's continue chapter 2 of history, New Kings and Kingdoms in module number 2. In this module, we will discuss about the Rajputs, the Turkish invaders, and about the Chola Empire. So first we will talk about the Rajputs. Dear students, the Rajput word is derived from a Sanskrit word Rajputra, which means the son of a ruler. The Rajputs belonged to a Kshatriya caste and were famous for their bravery, honor, and prestige. Many Rajput dynasties ruled over India during the medieval period, but Chauhan dynasty was the famous Rajput dynasty. The Chauhans ruled over the region around Delhi and Ajmer. Dear students, Prithvi Raj Chauhan was the greatest ruler of this dynasty. He ascended the throne of Ajmer at the age of 14 and made many conquests. He conquered many small states of Rajasthan and Bundelkhand. His court poet Chand Bardai wrote a book Prithvi Raj Raso which describes the achievements of Prithvi Raj Chauhan. Next we will talk about the Turkish invasions. Dear students, the Turks laid the foundation of Muslim rule in India. Two Turkish invaders came to India. First was Mahmud of Ghazni. He was a ruler of Ghazni, that is a place in Afghanistan. His aim was not to build an empire in India, but his aim was to plunder India. In order to bring wealth and build a large army, he looted India 17 times. He mainly attacked on temples because he had heard that there was a lot of gold and jewelry kept in the temples. He destroyed images also in the temples. So he is also called idol breaker. His last invasion was on Somnath temple. He looted India's wealth and went back to his hometown. Next we will talk about Muhammad Ghori. He was the second invader who invaded India during the medieval period. He belonged to Ghor kingdom of Afghanistan. Like Mahmud of Ghazni, his aim was not only to invade India, but he also wanted to rule over India. For that purpose, he fought two battles of Tarain with Prithvi Raj Chauhan in 1191 and 1192 AD. In the first battle, Prithvi Raj Chauhan defeated Muhammad Ghori, but in second battle of Tarain in 1192 AD, Muhammad Ghori defeated Prithvi Raj Chauhan and killed him and started the Turkish rule in India. Next we will talk about the Cholas of the south. Dear students, the Cholas established a powerful empire in South India. That is why they are known as the Imperial Cholas. They ruled in South India for about 4 centuries. The Vijayala was the first Chola ruler. He built the town of Thanjavur and made it the capital of his kingdom. After his death, there were many Chola kings who ruled over South India. But the most important among them were Raja Raja Chola and Rajendra Chola. Raja Raja Chola was a brilliant commander. He built a strong navy to control trade along the coastal areas. Rajendra Chola was his son. He became ruler after his father's death. Next we will talk about the art and architecture under Cholas. Dear students, Cholas are known for constructed beautiful temples. They built many beautiful temples, for example, Brideshwara temple, which is also called the Raja Rajeshwara temple. The inscriptions on the walls of this temple are the main source of information about the achievements of Cholas. Dear all, the Cholas are also best known for their metal images and stone sculptures. For example, the bronze image of Lord Shiva as Nataraj, means the Lord of Dance, is one of the finest examples of Chola art. Next we will talk about the expansion of agriculture under the Cholas. Dear students, agriculture underwent some changes during the Chola period. Farming began to practice on a larger scale as more forests were cleared and more land was leveled to grow crops. The expansion of agriculture was also necessary to support growing population. Dear students, the Chola kings gave land grants to encourage agriculture. They built embankments to prevent flooding and made special efforts to provide irrigation facilities so that more areas could be brought under cultivation. The Cholas developed a variety of methods for irrigation also. For example, they dug wells, constructed tanks to collect rainwater, and built many dams also. Next is how they administered their kingdoms. Dear all, the Chola administration was highly organized. The king was all powerful. He was assisted by a council of ministers, and the whole Chola empire was divided into provinces called mandalams. The mandalams were further divided into valandas, and finally the valandas were divided into villages. And dear students, villages were the smallest unit of the Chola administration. So that was all about this chapter. Thank you.